There was an episode in the television show West Wing that I love. In that episode, Josh, the wisecracking political assistant to the president, spends the day in therapy. And he spends the day in therapy because his assistant, Donna, has recognized some pretty extreme behavior that she suspects comes from his wounding. He's been injured in an assassination attempt on the president. At the end of this day of therapy, in which Josh leaves fearfully, as any of us would, I think, he walks out, and his boss, Leo, is waiting for him. Now, Leo is a recovered alcoholic, and he stands up, and Josh is startled and a little bit fearful as he sees his boss and wonders about the repercussions of today. And Leo says, "How did it go?" And Josh says, "Well, it went pretty well." He says, "I have a fear of rectangles," being a wisecracking person. And Leo interrupts him and says, "Let me tell you a story. A man falls down in a hole. And he falls down in a hole, and the sides are so steep that he can't get out. And a doctor walks by. As the doctor walks by, he says, 'Doc, can you help me? Please help me. I'm stuck in this hole and I can't get out.' And the doctor says, and he writes a prescription, tosses it in. Shortly after that, a priest walks by, and the priest looks down the hole, and the man looks up and he says, 'Father, can you help me? Please, I'm stuck in this hole. I can't get out.' The priest writes out a prayer, tosses it in the hole, and walks on. Finally, a friend walks by, a good friend, and he looks up and he says, 'Oh, I'm so glad it's you. I'm relieved that it's you. Can you help me get out of here? Go get a rope or do something.' And his friend jumps in the hole. And the man looks at his friend and goes, 'Are you crazy? What are you doing? Now we're both stuck in this hole. Now we both can't get out of here.' His friend interrupts him and says, 'I've been in this hole before, and I know how to get out.' At that point, Leo looks at Josh and says, 'As long as I got a job, you got a job.' At Barnabas, we jump into holes with people. We believe that life takes us there. It takes us into holes. Sometimes we put ourselves in those holes. Sometimes we get pushed into those holes. But we get stuck in holes and we don't know how to get out. And we believe that God knows the way for us to get out. God knows how to help us. And so at Barnabas, we jump into holes with people. Holes that they're afraid they can't escape from. Holes in which we believe God will meet them and point them in the right direction.